magical treats taste great, but justice and equality taste better. To combat hate, all ad revenue from my HB Kitchen will be donated to trans and LGBTQ charities. Thank you for supporting the kitchen and helping make the world a better place. Mischief managed. Hello witches, wizards, and those who have just escaped from Azkaban. Welcome back to my Harry Potter Kitchen, the YouTube series where we're baking our way through the Harry Potter books, creating recipes for every item of food and drink that we find inside. If you missed last week's recipe for our homemade bourbon biscuits, which we shaped as the spooky, grim dog from Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, then make sure you check out the link down below in the description to catch up. And if you're new to the kitchen and you want to see some more Harry Potter recipes, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell, then you'll get an alert every Magic Monday when there's a brand new recipe. We've got so much more on the way, so let's get to it. The recipes in the Prisoner of Azkaban keep on coming, and the next one is also in Chapter 2, Aunt Marge's Big Mistake. While they're tucking into more treats at the dinner table, we see Aunt Marge had been supplied with tea and fruitcake. We've already created our recipe for tea, but I think we can include it into our fruitcake recipe as well. I've lost count of the number of fruitcake recipes we've made as part of my Harry Potter Kitchen. We covered so many in both the Philosopher's Stone and the Chamber of Secrets, so if you missed any, go and check those out. Today I thought we'd do something a little bit different, and instead of baking fruits into the cake, we'd focus on the fruit element as our decoration, and then just create a beautiful sponge that complements those flavours. I was so obsessed with our edible teacup recipe, which was Earl Grey based, that I thought I'd make this cake Earl Grey flavoured too. Then we're going to top it off with some Swiss meringue buttercream and of course our fruit on top. First things first is our sponge cake recipe, so let's get to it. To begin, you want to create your Earl Grey tea infusion by heating up your milk, being careful not to boil it, and then adding in your Earl Grey tea. Stir this through and then allow to cool while it infuses for 10 minutes. While we wait, we can move on to making the rest of our cake batter by creaming together the butter and sugar until light and fluffy. Crack your eggs into a jug and then lightly whisk together. I'm going to slowly add this into the butter and sugar mix, whisking it through as we go. Scrape down the sides and then keep on mixing. This is a great time to flavour the cake batter, so I'm also adding in mixed spice, vanilla extract and almond extract. For our dry ingredients, I'm going to grate the zest off my lemon and then add in my flour, lemon zest and some poppy seeds. This is also a good time to add in your cooled Earl Grey infusion. Strain that through to remove any tea leaves and then pour into the cake mix. Mix this through until well combined, being careful not to overbeat it. I've greased and lined my loaf tin, poured in my cake mix and then levelled that off before baking at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit for half an hour. You'll know it's ready when a skewer is inserted into the middle and comes out clean. So while our cake is cooling, we can move on to our decoration. And of course, cake needs icing, but I do find that American buttercream icing is a little bit too sweet and can overpower the Earl Grey in our cake. So instead, we're going to create a Swiss meringue buttercream icing, which is lovely and light, kind of marshmallowy and not as sweet. So it will give our Earl Grey a chance to shine through, and our fruit as well will add an extra element of flavour. Don't worry, Swiss meringue buttercream is not as scary as it sounds, so I'm going to walk you through step by step. While the cake cools, we can make our Swiss meringue buttercream by separating our egg whites, as that's all we need for this recipe. I'm going to add those into a bowl over simmering water along with our sugar, and then whisk that continuously until it reaches 65 degrees Celsius. At this point, you can then pour into your mixing bowl and whisk that on a high speed for about 7 to 10 minutes. You'll know it's ready when it's lovely and fluffy like marshmallows, and you can touch the side of the mixing bowl. It should be nice and cool. I'm then going to slowly add in the room temperature butter, which should be nice and soft but not melted. Keep on going a bit at a time until it's fully incorporated. To flavour the Swiss meringue buttercream, you can also add in some more optional Earl Grey tea flavouring, but it's also good to add in a pinch of salt to help bring out those flavours. Whisk this for 2 more minutes before removing from the bowl and placing into a piping bag with a tip of your choice. Now, of course, this is a fruit cake, so you need to make sure you have some lovely, vibrant fruits on top that are really gonna stand out. You can choose any fruits that you like, but I'm gonna make sure mine are Hogwarts House colours because who doesn't love a little bit of house pride while they're tucking it into their cake? I've used raspberries for Gryffindor, some blackberries for Ravenclaw, limes for Slytherin, and oranges for Hufflepuff. Let me know which fruits you would go for down in the comments below. At this point, I'm going to prepare all of my Hogwarts House inspired fruits. I'm going to keep the raspberries for Gryffindor and the blackberries for Ravenclaw whole, but I'm going to slice the limes for Slytherin and oranges for Hufflepuff. Cut them in half, lay them down on their side, and then slice along. Once the cake is cool, you can turn it out of the tin and then place that onto your serving dish or cake stand. Pipe the Swiss meringue buttercream across the top. I've done this in nice large circles. And then all that's left to do is arrange your Hogwarts House inspired fruits on top. And with that, our fruity Earl Grey tea cake is complete. This recipe tastes incredible. Even though Aunt Marge doesn't deserve it, I'm sure she'll enjoy. This homemade Earl Grey cake recipe with Hogwarts House inspired fruits is the perfect tea time treat for Harry Potter fans. Whether you're looking for a sweet treat in between meals or for a showstopper to pop onto the table after your Harry Potter dinner party, this is definitely worth giving a go. The full ingredients list and method are up on my blog, so I'll leave the link down below in the description for you to follow along. That's all for this week's recipe, but if you want to see more from my Harry Potter kitchen, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you get an alert every Magic Monday when there's a brand new recipe. I don't believe in favourites, so I need to try a slice from every Hogwarts House inspired fruit. Let me get to it, and I'll see you next week.